is Mount Rainier. We talked about this one last video. This is Mount Rainier. This is minutes ago. We have a map for Mount Rainier. This is northern west USA, very near Yellowstone volcano. So this is also volcano. Talked about this one before. You see the earthquakes, people. If you look here, we have earthquake 0.8. This is 0.8 kilometers from Mount Rainier. Before that, if you look at the time, you see this is 22, and then this is 22:31. So it's half hour. This is also in the same region, but in not Mount Rainier. This is California 2.4, and this is 0.3. You see here 1930. This is 1930. Also same region. So they struck same time. This is California 2.1. You see California 2.4. This is Mount Rainier 14:55. This is 13:55. So this is 8-minute difference, and so on. So the one with the bright color is the magnitude 2 point plus, and this is less than 2 point. You have California is shaking. I have picture for spaceship of King Anu, but this is I wasn't watching. I usually make a video if we have anything important to talk about, or just showing spaceship of King Anu. We have an earthquake in Yellowstone. This is California. Today it is 12 in USA. So this is all today. 2.3, 2.2 California, 2.1 California, 2.4 California. This is Cascadian. These volcanic mountains along the west coast from northern west USA, with the borders from Alaska, this coast, going down to California. Very, very intense activity. Like here, 9:12. This is today, 8:31. So this is a 40 minutes difference. Let's see how it's doing. 2.4. This is yesterday, because it's 12 in USA, 12 July. 2.4, 2.2, 2. This is just yesterday, 2. So we go down to 10th of July. See, all these here starts. So we had also activity before that, like 1 week ago. It is shaking at Mount Rainier, and it is shaking on the top of the mountain, meaning something is gathering on the top, on the vent of the mountain. And the experts are saying this is nothing to worry about. It's just a gas, just gas. But you know that gas will make the ice on the top of the mountain melt, and it will fall down on the cities nearby if eruption is about to occur. So here we start from 10. Let's start here from, because it's too much. Otherwise, this is first here. This is yesterday. So 1.7, 1.1. And this is the 20 minutes. And then this is half hour later or 20 minutes later, 0.8, 1.1, 0.5. This is the same spot. You see Mount Rainier, Mount Rainier. This is too much, people. So, like every half hour, sometimes it takes 2 hours, but it's active. This has been like this 1 week and more. This is California. You see how active it is in California, 3.1. And you see how it's doing. So this is very worrying. People are saying it has nothing to do with Yellowstone. Even if it erupts, it will not affect Yellowstone. It will not affect California. This is Mount Rainier in Washington State. And I will show you with the map. Just want to count how many uh, earthquakes in California since yesterday. So we don't count this one. We start counting here. The 3.1 yesterday in California. So that's one. 2.4, that's two. 2, that's 3. 2.2, that's 4. That's 5. That's 6. That's 7. That's 8. That's 9. 10 earthquakes, magnitude 2 point plus. We have also 3. So we're gonna talk politics about this one also. We have Israel threatening Lebanon of attacks, as if they are not attacking now, but they probably will be attacking like yeah, they're gonna go bomb a lot more like they are doing in Gaza. Yesterday we had 100 plus 120 killed in Gaza. In my previous video, I was showing what's going on in Gaza. This with the fightings, also Israeli soldiers are being killed and hit hard in Gaza. I'm gonna read about it. So Palestinians 120 in Gaza, and Israelis they want more. They want Lebanon to deliver Hezbollah's weapon, disarm. So surrender or face consequences. This is the message Israel saying to Lebanon. And why they are feeling secure. They have this confidence because that America is joining in and threatening Lebanon. So U.S. envoy warns Lebanon, disarm Hezbollah or risk Syrian occupation. So America is threatening Lebanon with ISIS. I talk about this Syria thingy, the new president, some kind of I don't know. This guy he looks much like Theodore Herzl, the founder of Zionism. I showed the pictures in my previous video, and the sound was not there. Was it YouTube? I don't know. I was talking about this guy, and he is threatening Lebanon with invasion, and he has support also because Israel is threatening with attacks, and America threatened to deliver Lebanon to ISIS. That's it. So, U.S. envoy warns Lebanon disarm Hezbollah or risk Syrian occupation. So this is the leader of Syria, New Syria. He was a jihadist. He killed 1,000 troops in Iraq, American troops, and he killed a lot of innocent people. He sent a lot of suicide bombers, and he was wanted. He had $10 million for any information about him. America wanted to have him captured, but then he took over uh, the the regime who took over Syria. When President Assad he escaped to Russia and he said, "I'm gonna take Lebanon because Lebanon belongs to Syria," and this is This is what this guy agreed on. So they're gonna give this guy Lebanon because they are afraid from Hezbollah, and this guy he does not like Hezbollah. So let's read here. Lebanon risks being invaded and occupied by Syria and Israel unless Beirut acts to disarm Lebanon. So they're gonna come surround Lebanon from the south, Israelis and the Syrians. And the Syrians, they are ISIS. They hate the minorities who are concentrated in Lebanon. Actually, the Christians, the Shia Muslims, and the Druze. These guys, they hate. They are hated by this radical Islam terrorist, former terrorist leader of ISIS, Al Qaeda, and who started jihad in Syria. So this guy is actually not a real he did not fight much with Syrian to take over the regime in Syria, but he had brought a lot of these guys, and these guys are the one who will invade Lebanon, according to Americans, and the Israelis are putting their hope on these guys. So these guys are the foreign fighters in Syria. So let's read about the foreign fighters in Syria. The foreign fighters in Syria, civil wars, has come to Syria and joined all sides in the war. In addition to the Sunni foreign fighters, this in the case of US, ISIS, defend the Islamic State of Iraq and Levant, or join Syrian rebels, or join the Kurds, Syrian Democratic Forces. So estimate the number of foreign Sunnis who have fought the Syrian for the Syrian rebels, ISIS and company, from 5,000 to 10,000. They can bring their families. They have all got the Syrian pass. They are Syrians now, although they cannot talk Arabic or any language local languages. While more than 30,000 foreign fighters headed to the Islamic State. So they have between 50,000, 30,000. So Sunni jihadists, let's read about it. Started 2014 with the rise of Islamic State al-Nusra. So let's see who is al-Nusra. Al-Nusra, we talked about ISIS. Al-Nusra Front or Jabhat al-Nusra or Jabhat al-Nusra Ahl al-Sham. So these guys, see here, this is a jihadist. And these are the ones that were started by al-Julani. So they don't say who started the stuff because they don't want to. So this is the guy, leaders, you see. Abu Muhammad al-Julani, Ahmad al-Shara, al-Nusra Front. These guys were identified as terrorists. Then President Trump, he came in and said, no, these are our friends. These are our guys. Al-Qaeda, our guys, are our guys in Syria. And now they have the power in Syria. So these guys are December 2012, the U.S. Department of State decided as a foreign terrorist organization. In April 2013, Nusra confirmed as Syrian affiliate of Al-Qaeda. Al-Zawahiri rejected the force attempted by Bakr al-Baghdadi, who has started ISIS. And this guy, al-Julani, his friend, started al-Nusra. And we know all the story. Joined other Islamist groups to have army of conquest. So they are they were talking about crusades and the Americans, the Israelis, the infidels, and they gained a lot of people supporting them. And when they took the power, they said, we are going to take out Kurds If they don't disarm, we're gonna take out. We're gonna take revenge for the Alawites who supported Assad, and everybody who is supported Assad. We're gonna take revenge. So we have Hezbollah in Lebanon supported Assad. This is the Shia Muslims. They want to disarm them by force, and they're gonna use the foreign fighters, these guys. And these guys, we know that a lot of these guys, they can bring like millions from all these countries, Muslims countries. You know that the Muslim have like 2 billions, and they're gonna all the radical jihadists they're gonna bring to Syria, and they're gonna uh, have this Al Qaeda state in Syria, supported by USA and Israel and the Arabic Gulf states and Europe. And this is to guarantee Israel, Greater Israel, will come in, will be accomplished by the help of the Sunni jihadists. Sounds crazy, yeah, but it's true. This is what's going on, people. So let's read here. Throughout 2014, with the rise of the Islamic State, Al-Nusra Front, other groups, the number drastically increased with the planted and absorbed Syrian rebel groups, both jihadists and non-jihadists. By 2015, foreign jihadists outnumbered Syrian jihadists. You see, it is jihad for any Muslim, Sunni Muslim in the world. Like from China, the Uyghur minority in China, although these numbers in millions in China, and they are Chinese Muslims, and all these countries near Turkey, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, Turkmenistan, all these countries, Northern Africa, Morocco, Tunisia, Libya, all these countries, you know, they can gather a lot of people. And these are jihad against minorities, but they are not supposed to attack Israel. They have the president of Syria, most probably have met Israelis in Azerbaijan. And they have decided how to divide Syria. And they said, give us this Julan. Israelis said to the Syrians, and the Syrians, they say, okay, we give you Julan Heights, which is occupied area, but we want to have Lebanon instead. And the Israelis said, okay, go ahead, give us Julan, and you will take Lebanon instead. So this is what they are planning. So they believe that they don't even have to fight. They're going to use the foreign fighters who are been fighting in Chechnya and Afghanistan, Pakistan, Taliban, maybe not Taliban, but these are Salafists, Wahhabists, even from Gulf states. A lot of these guys in Syria, they are now working in the army, Syrian army. They are Syrians, considered Syrians, and they have also a lot of power in Syria. So they are actually the ones who are protecting Al-Julani. Also, we know that most probably Mossad and CIA also, and the Turkish, involved in protecting this guy, because this guy is important. If he goes, all this planning will be struck. So 15 fighters per month by 2018, because the Syrian regime has taken over the whole Syria, but not in Idlib. So the amount, and when they took over Syria in last year, Al-Julani, these guys started coming to Syria, and now they are most probably, I believe you have at least 1 million foreign soldiers in Syria, at least. They have their families, they bring their families, and declare jihad with the blessing of the Americans and the blessing of the Israelis. So they're gonna go inside Lebanon, They're gonna take the infidels. They're gonna take their woman. They're gonna make them slaves. This is what they are hoping for, and they're gonna do a lot of massacres, just like they did to the Alawites. And this is their plan, and they are very happy to do that. These guys, they had 65,000 foreign fighters, and this number can increase to 1 million. I believe they brought the families from these countries, and these guys also, let's see here, the foreign fighters. So let's see which countries. So foreign involvement, Syria. Let's see here. Uh, This guy is Al Julani, Hayat Tahrir al Sham. This is ISIS, Al Qaeda. And this is the guys here. So let's see if you have anything more to this to specify with these guys were coming, which countries they are coming from, because we know that the Islamic jihadists are very famous in the Syrian war. Islamic jihadists and their countries. So this comes as a shock for Lebanese people who thought the Americans are supposed to be anti-ISIS, and now they have changed. Now they are supporting ISIS officially. So ISIS and Al-Nusra. So let's so we don't have really information about that because it's actually very embarrassing. So how they are destroying Syria, very embarrassing. And these guys also live in Europe. They have a European pass and stuff. And it is very sad not to be able to find any information about that because they don't want people to know about this stuff. Very sad, very sad, very hard to know about the numbers and the countries they are coming from. So we see that is a cover up, of course, in the media. Very sad not to know how many. And anyways, Al Qaeda, ISIS, these had a lot of terror attacks in Europe, and now the Americans are supporting them. Something is going on, people. Something is going on in the mind of these people. You cannot use terrorism as you wish. One day they will betray you, and you will be regretful. When Syria fell, I knew that the Islamist era begins, the jihadists, and now nobody's talking about them, and they can do whatever in Europe. We have a lot of these guys in Europe, and they are supported by America and Israel. Now they want to take out Lebanon. This is, of course, very, very bad. We know that Lebanon have the uh, biggest Christian group in the whole Middle East. And these guys also are the infidels, al-kuffar, and the ISIS, they want them out. They want to slaughter these guys, like just like they did, went to the church last month and bombed the church where people were praying. So very, very sad information and threats. And Israel is doing whatever to create havoc. So they can create the greater Israel by releasing these terrorists on the Lebanese people. Because if they go to fight with the Lebanon, they're gonna lose a lot of the old soldiers, and they don't want to lose soldiers, more Jewish soldiers. They have been they've been hit hard in Gaza, like 20, 25 killed in 1 month. But these guys, they have promised America through Erdogan, Turkish president, not to attack Israel and not to go do any terror in Europe or USA. No suicide bombers in Europe or USA, but in Lebanon, yes. They want to go suicide bombing in churches and the Al-Kuffar, the infidels, Christians, Shia Muslims, Al-Duruz, all these groups, Alawites. They're going to wipe them out with the blessing of President Trump and the criminal Netanyahu. Very bad situation. So let's see from the Holy Quran about these guys who I told you these are the Russians. And then I told you they are from the Russian countries. So this all is, let's put the map here. Soviet map with countries. Countries separated. So let's see here how it looked like. So yeah, this is a map. You see all these countries, people. So it was for Russia, all these guys, all these countries. So this is a map. So we cannot see the map, of course. We do like this instead. So I don't know if you can read. So this is Kazakhstan, and this all these countries near Turkey. So this map also is something wrong with this map. I don't know. But okay, now I see it. This is Turkey here. So this is Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan. This is supposed to be the Mediterranean, and this is they took out the map. So I believe something. They don't want to show all these countries become separate, and these countries are sending jihadists. So a lot of people, they are coming from. Even if you like Russian Muslim, you're living in Russia and you sympathize with these terrorists, you go to Syria, you get everything, you get the pass. As long as you go fighting al-kuffar, infidels, you don't touch American, you don't touch Syria. So you don't touch Israel, you don't touch Jews, you don't touch Americans, but you go and killing the minority. This is what happened here. Let's see here. Massacre in Syria. Maybe they don't want this one to go out in Syria. This is also embarrassing. 2000, this year, you hardly found anything. You see These guys, they have a lot of hopes in these guys. 1,006 for civilian dead, 24 children due to torture. Wow. So they don't even try to tell. So this is very, very hard to find information about this stuff. So 2025 massacre of Syrian Alawites. So this is above Lebanon. They went in and they massacred people. The serial mass killing and massacres against Alawites occurred in Syria from 6 March 2025 to 17 March. So there's all this area, all these people they were attacked. This is Lebanon, and they are gathering troops around Lebanon, and we have the Israelis here. They went in Syria, they took all this region. So you have no place to go if you live in Lebanon. You are surrounded, under threat. Disarm Hezbollah or face invasion by ISIS. Americans saying also that Israel will help bombing Lebanon to Stone Age as they threatened. So this is very bad, actually, very bad news. So let's see if we have anything in Holy Quran about this stuff. So this is the stories of the Holy Quran. This is about Gog and Magog. We talked about Gog and Magog. These guys are coming from these countries. It was considered Russians. And this is the Gog and Magog. These are the Russians, like I told, are Rum. And Allah the Almighty said, they said, oh, do Quranin verify Yuj and Majuj, Gog and Magog. You see, we saw that Gog, you remember Marduk? It is his name, Marduk, the god of Babylon, mentioned in the Holy Bible, that is the enemy of God. And this is Mardu, Mared, this is a giant. And Marduk or Mardu, Uk or Og, where you get the Gog and Magog, also these regions, Mongolia, near Russia, these guys. So Gog and Magog, these guys belonging to Marduk, and these guys are the Russians, Muslim Russians, and Muslim Jews, and the Muslim Christians, maybe, but they are not in the Middle East. So these guys are going to go to the Middle East to prepare the Battle of Armageddon. They're going to get a lot, 2 million troops, jihadists, from to take out the Lebanese people and to help Israelis finish Gaza. So this is a Gog and Magog mentioned in the Holy Quran. These are called Islamists against the minorities. So this is a Gog and Magog. Until when Ya'juj and Ma'juj, Gog and Magog, let loose from their barrier, and they swoop down from every mount. They're gonna come from every country, from USA, they're gonna come from Europe. The Muslims living there, they're gonna come from Europe, they're gonna come from USA, they can come from Russia. All these countries, you will not have Muslims in these countries. They're gonna go to jihad in Syria against Lebanon. So this is not me saying that, this is the Americans saying that. The American voice said that. So Gog and Magog are among children of Adam. They are humans. Allah will say on the day of resurrection, from every 1,000 take out. So the Prophet is saying, fight these guys. coming from Russia, coming from America, coming from Europe. These jihadists, they are the enemy of God, according to the Holy Quran. And you have them as enemies in the Bible as well. Allahu Akbar, we shouted. I hope you wanted people paradise. This is gonna fight these guys. So you Muslims compared with non-Muslims are like the black hair in the skin of white, or like white hair in the skin of black. So these are the like the real Muslims that are the minorities. The jihadists want to kill off, and these jihadists, they are the Gog and Magog. This is how I understand what's written. And Noah said, "Oh my Lord, leave not one of these believers on earth." And we saved him from the ship. This is the Noah flood. So this is some kind of flood is coming. Shem was the father of the Arabs. Ham was the father of the Sudan. And Yafet was the father of the Turk. We go to the Turkish, all these guys, Turkmenistan, Tajikistan, these guys that they become independent from the Soviet. These are supplying the jihadis. They are Turks. They are the Gog and Magog. They are just part of Turk from among the Mongols. So they're talking about if these are humans actually, or some kind of other extraterrestrials claiming they are humans. Actually not. They are supposed to be humans, but some people, they think, no, these are extraterrestrials. We made a connection to the Galactic Federation. Gog and Magog are different shapes of figures. Yeah, they can be Africans, they can be Europeans, they can be. You have Muslims, white Europeans who become Muslim, become jihadists. Like Europeans who are jihadists, Americans, the born Americans, generation after generation, and they are jihadists. They converted to Islam and stuff. So they are Chinese, they are red, they are white, they are black, you name it. So these guys, they have some kind of, and if you only could see when the mujrimun, criminals, disbelievers, shall hang their heads before the Lord. It was mentioned that 𒀭القرنين, the one with the two horns, the devil has two horns. This is supposedly two powerful leaders, like are the two horns of the devil. This is how I understand the 𒀭القرنين. And they have the dam. The dam is the Iron Dome, of course, that is in Israel. This is, I believe, the Iron Dome. It is called the dam, so I believe. And it is look like stripped garments, like a clothing with red and black strips. See here how it is like doom, and this is the strips. You see here, this is for long range missiles. This is for short range missiles. So all Abri is talking about stuff in the Holy Quran. So yeah, I will cut this video and I'll make another video to continue the same subject. Blessings.